Hi guys, welcome back to School for Women. Today we are delving into a new topic. We're going to be talking about comparison, especially in our 20s, and talking about pop culture, also sharing our experiences with comparison and how normal it is to compare yourself to others, also the benefits and the drawbacks of comparing yourself to other people. So let's dive right in.
So do you feel like you compare yourself to others?
At this age, I think we all do. It's nice to be self-aware and know when you're doing it, but I think it's super natural for us to do that. I'm sure that if we look into evolution, that it's beneficial to compare ourselves to the people around us. In the past, maybe it led you to survive. Now it's different. What about you?
I really agree with what you said. Maybe it's good to compare because when we do compare with others, we improve ourselves essentially. However, I do think comparison can really kill our joy. Especially in my 20s, I've been comparing because up until the age of 18, everyone's on the same path. After 18, we all go down different routes, and that's when comparison really kicks in because someone at your age could be a millionaire or living on a yacht in Bali. Even now, being a traveler for 4 years and still compare myself, I think it would really kill my joy to sometimes see really productive people doing so much in their day, and maybe I'm just doing a little bit of art during the day, not doing anything else, and I can easily compare myself to a super productive person, which can really hurt me in the long run. Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I think everything you said was really cool. The whole comparing in our 20s especially, because before 18 we're all doing the same thing, but I think when it comes to monetary value, that's when we really start to see that comparison from 18 and up. I relate a lot, and I think the time that I compared the most was when I was 22. I was traveling the world for like a year thing, right? And in that time, I was comparing myself to my friends working in corporate and working 9 to 5. I remember being in random countries and I was thinking, oh my gosh, like their corporate life and how cool that is and how much I was missing out on and like how much I was behind, I guess. So I think that it's really easy to do, and I think especially in our early 20s when we're just starting out this new life of being an adult and we don't know how to really manage the comparison. I'm 28 now and I realize when I'm comparing, I can either just realize, okay, I'm comparing myself to this person or this thing because I want that and maybe use it as inspiration, but then I can also realize that, okay, I'll never have that, and that's okay. For example, like a body type. Like I know it's super easy for me to compare myself, for example, to your body type. But I know I'll never be as skinny as you are because you have very different body than I do. I probably have never told you, but sometimes I do compare. I think maybe a few years ago when I really did struggle more than I do now with my body, that would be something that would really hurt me. But now I have to learn to love the body that I have and knowing that I'll never have another body which is my body.
How did you stop comparing yourself to others?
So I think with every single thing it's different. So like you can compare yourself with, say, for your body, for anything, for like your career, maybe your lifestyle, maybe the fact that somebody else is traveling a lot more than you're traveling. Even then, maybe like the kind of traveling you're doing you can compare, or someone's social media. So many different things. So I think the ways that I stop myself have been different. I think it is first just being aware that I'm doing it and then reminding myself the things that I'm happy about in my own life. I think the most important is reminding yourself where you're at. And there's a saying that I like to say, which is to remember where your feet are. That it's like something that can ground you and remind you like, okay, stop comparing, stop speaking elsewhere, but think about where you're at.
Yeah, I think we always thought the same. The grass is always green on the other side as well, which is not true. I think we naturally have this tendency to think about the future and the next best thing, and that's where comparison ties in. But it's about enjoying where you are right now in this moment. I still probably compare the same amount as my friends do back in my little town. Sometimes it doesn't go away no matter what you do in your life. It is about being self-aware and realizing my path is so unique and so different than anyone else's.
I think that's the coolest thing is that we can carve our own path and it can be super unique. And that's beautiful that, I can't really compare my life to many people. And I love that. When you get to a point where you can't really compare yourself to someone, maybe that's a good sign because you're really creating the life that is unique to you.
I agree. I think the big thing that has been hindering my life where I compare the most is social media. Being on my phone and going to Instagram, and I'll go down this rabbit hole comparing myself to every other girl. I'll be watching a really nice video of someone making matcha or their morning routine, and I'm thinking, wow, I wake up at 7 and sometimes just stay in bed until 10. So even today, I woke up and I stayed in bed for a little.
Which isn't bad.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
Where do you have to be?
Yeah. But it's just the social media where I compare myself to, where I think, people are doing this, they're having a really productive morning, but I'm different, I'm a matter of carb and just not hating myself.
We're kind of going off of the social media stuff. It's cool that we have social media. For example, me, who loves traveling, I'm able to see more unique ways of traveling, and I love that aspect of social media. I can see somebody doing van life through New Zealand, and that's something I eventually would love to do. And my question after that is, what area of your life do you notice that you compare yourself the most?
I think I really compare myself to people who really have a home and carved out a family. I look at that and see, that's something I crave within myself, which is really creating a home. And it's hard because I travel. So I put myself in this position to not have a home, which there's pros and cons to. What do you think is the best? How can I get rid of my comparison of wanting a family and wanting a home and to be settled down?
One of my friends told me this a long time ago. I think it was when I was in college. I think they told her I wanted a boyfriend. And she was like, one day you are going to get there and you are going to have a boyfriend and you're going to dream about the days when you were single and you're going to miss these days. And I think that is so true. Now I have a boyfriend and it's different. You have so much more time when you're single, and I think that's beautiful. There is beauty in every stage in our life, so I think reminding yourself when you feel like, I want a family or I want a home, remind yourself that you are going to get there. But when you get there, I bet you're going to miss this day here or these days in Ifa where you don't have to garden, you don't have to clean the house, you don't have to change diapers, you can sleep until whenever, and it's just really enjoying this phase. And when you realize, I'm thinking about XYZ, just recentering yourself to here and being like, I will get there one day and I will cherish these moments that I had today.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. That's so true. What about you? For you, Melissa, where do you compare your stay life?
Mine is so vain. Yours is wholesome, kids and a family and everything in a home. Mine's just how I look is the biggest one. Maybe it's because I've done a lot in my 20s so far, where I worked a job and that took over my life. I was engaged and did have a home with this person. I really got to try out different lifestyles, and I think that in the past I used to really compare my lifestyle and my life in general, having a partner, things like that, and now a lot less. But when it comes to how I look, that's still something that I really struggle with. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am.
So I think that's natural, really natural. Society has created a false image of what a normal person should look like. In pop culture, a big thing is comparing celebrities to each other. The whole thing with Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber, how everyone compares those two, their lifestyles, how they are, and so we naturally do that the way we live and each other. Do you feel like you ever compare yourself to celebrities?
I think I used to a lot, to how they look and that they are so rich. Now I realize it's so nice to go places and be unrecognizable or just be able to go wherever. We have it a lot better than a lot of celebrities. Maybe we don't have all the money to fix our face again, but I'm really happy with not being recognized right now. I think if it's a regular person, it's easier for me to compare to them. And you?
I do see myself stalking a celebrity's Instagram and comparing myself a little bit.
Who was the celebrity that you used to compare to the most?
Honestly, I go through phases. Kardashians a lot. Kylie Jenner is like the same age as us. So I would compare myself to her. But then I think she got so much as a child. Like the way she was brought up was so different. So I have to remind myself of that. She grew up with millions of dollars in her bank account. I grew up with $0 in her bank account. So it's okay. I don't need to compare myself to people like that. Also, another thing, tying into the family thing, I compared myself to, I don't know if you know this couple, Nara Smith and Lucky Blue Smith.
No way.
Yeah, like a 1 week phase.
I don't understand what it is with Gen Z women and wanting like a traditional lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think millennial women are all about being like literally boss bitch. It's a bit cringe, but yeah, like boss bitch. And then for some reason, Gen Z's like, I want to have a child at 17, you know? And it's like, what the heck? We can see it in celebrities that are some of the most popular, like Kylie Jenner. She had children really young, and still people really look up to her. I don't get why people want to have children young when it's a lifetime decision having children, and it changes your life forever. You're never going to be the same again. So like, why not just wait a little bit longer for that life-changing decision?
The reason why is because we compare ourselves to these celebrities. Like Nara Smith had it at 18. These people have so much money and they grew up so fast. They've like been able to go to any country in the world. They have stability and support. So I think it's really dangerous to compare ourselves to celebrities because they can like literally take a flight wherever they want. So of course, if you're like that, you naturally just want to settle down.
Yeah, maybe I would as well. Like if I had everything set out for me, maybe I would have a child and really whatever, fuck it, you know, if this guy's hot, let's have a kid. But I would know, okay, I can get my body done again, which all of them do. I can have 10 nannies, I can still go party, I can still like, sleep in because I have all the help in the world. But many of us are normal people and don't have that. I think it's really, like you said, dangerous compared to celebrities. Do you ever deal with the whole comparison of image or how you look?
When I was younger, a lot. Terrible on diets, I would try and eat super healthy, but now I think I've maintained.
And what has helped?
Living in small towns, and I think educating myself a lot. Like when I did go on the diets, honestly, I felt good and I thought I looked more beautiful, but when I weighed myself, I was the same weight. I think I just needed to feel good to look good.
Yeah, but I think even if we feel good about how we look, for example, to feel really good about how I look, I can go to the gym often, I can eat very healthily. But when I'm with someone that I think is maybe in society deemed more healthy or skinnier, it's really easy for me to compare myself. And if you have any advice around that, since you don't really deal with that so much.
It's what we said before about being self-aware, and affirmations have really helped me. So I do a lot of affirmations in the mirror every morning. I'll say I love myself, you're really beautiful. I think that's the main thing. Since I was around 16 years old, I listened to morning affirmations and EFT tapping. EFT tapping is where you tap on your acupuncture points on your body, and apparently that really helps if you've been going through any blockages in your life. So you tap here between your eyebrows and then collarbones is a really good one for anxiety actually. I used to do it a little bit. I'm not had to do EFT tapping, but I think these things really help to move past comparison or anything in life. If you're suffering with low self-esteem, low confidence.
If you would like to inspire other people, what would be that thing that you're like, oh, I would love if they compared themselves to me for this?
Living an unconventional lifestyle. I don't want people to compare and feel jealous about it, because I'm sure many people naturally do, but I hope they get inspired by the fact that I'm very free. I see it with my friends where they were so inspired to travel, and a lot of my friends have gone on solo trips after they've seen I hadn't gone on it. So that's been really, really cool to see. And what about you?
I really like when people are inspired by what I wear, because I think fashion is one of my favorite things. And the other thing would be working remotely. And so many people have reached out about learning how to do it and everything. In the next years, I really hope to stop comparing my body to other people or how I look to other people. I think that's like one thing I really want to work on.
I think the main thing for me is these small things I do in life. More than a family thing, I maybe just compare the day-to-day life, morning routines, nighttime routines, like how much people exercise every day. And I think that comes down to me needing just to improve on myself.
And I think that's an easy one to fix, right? Like, oh, I'm comparing myself to someone that exercises a lot. Okay, I'll just exercise more.
Yeah.
You know, that's like an actual doable one. You have that in your hands, you know? Yeah, this was a very fun episode. Let us know what you think about this episode, if you would like something similar, or us to delve into more celebrities or whatever that you found interesting. We would love to hear it in the comments. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.